Hello, 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 people. How y'all doing this evening? I hope you are doing well. I hope y'all had a very, very happy and Merry Christmas, honestly. That's the first thing I want to start this live with, right? Because we are about to definitely jump into some fuckery, debauchery, audacity, gumption, gall, all of those things that are strong, mommy Chrissy. But before that, again, I want to check in with y'all. I really do hope y'all had a Merry Christmas. Mine was fantastic. It was great. Um, yeah, it was good. Everybody got what it is that they wanted. We even did some donation at our local Salvation Army. Helping out folks that don't get to have a tree to have gifts under. So that was honestly the most rewarding part, but also seeing the smile on my child's face, um, being able to have Santa, right, bring her a lot of the things on her wish list really, really made me happy. But those are the perks of having only one child, is because I'm able to go 100% with her needs and her wants, and I don't have to skimp or, mess over what it is she wants because I'm spread too thin. Unlike Chrissy. And yeah, I did kind of roll that into a diss, but I had to. But yeah, so without further ado, y'all, let's get started, shall we? All right. So, our favorite mommy in the mommy sector decided that she wants to. Oh, what's up, the truth? Hey, girl. Yes, I had a good holiday. I hope yours was really, really good and fulfilling, and that you got to spend time with your family, um, as well. All right, y'all. So let's talk about it. So, the discourse currently, right? Strong mommy Chrissy, the audacity. Let's start there. The audacity of her to come up on this platform and just go on and on and on about her bae. Hey, Scarlet girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Just about all the bullshit, right? So, Chrissy is doing the same thing that those of us who've been watching her for more than just a couple of months, really more than just a couple of years, we've seen this before, right? We've seen this before. However, I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen her this cocky and this uppity about any of the men she's been with, right? I can distinctly remember DeBum, right? DeMarcus, whenever she first started dating DeMarcus, right? Or when she was married to him, rather, right? It was, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, working on cars, he's employee of the month, all this type of stuff. But it seemed disingenuous, right? And a lot of us pulled her card, right? We pulled her whole card and was like, Christy, that man ain't shit. And sure enough, it turns out that he wasn't. He never worked, right? She let it come out later on after they fell out. He never worked. She bought her own ring, all this type of stuff, right? So now I'm seeing a difference, right? The truth, girl, you read my mind. You're going right into my main point. So Chrissy is trash and so happy that she trapped another man. And let's get into that, right? So this time things are a little bit different with Chrissy. I'm noticing Chrissy is more cocky. She's got this smug look on her face whenever she's talking about this new pregnancy, right? And it's because in her heart of hearts, Chrissy thinks that she finally snagged her big one. Right? She thinks that she finally got her big one. And by her big one, I mean, if we're comparing, right? This guy, I think his name is Jordan. This is the first ever guy that she's probably had that's ever had a degree, better yet, or that's ever pursued a degree, right? So in Chrissy's mind, right? And I'm not saying this is my mind, y'all. Y'all know I got more sense than this, right? But in Chrissy's mind, this is the first guy that I've ever had that's been to college, right? I don't know what year he's in of his degree, but maybe he's close to finishing. This is the first guy that I'm ever gonna have that has a degree. And so in a bird brain's mind, like Chrissy, she hears degree and she hears dollar signs, right? Like the idiot that she is, because most of us women who have our own degrees, we know that a bachelor's degree ain't shit. let's just let's just keep it a buck. Let's start there, right? A bachelor's degree in this work economy isn't anything. I mean, even 5 years ago it wasn't shit, because we know that nowadays a bachelor's degree is the equivalent of a high school diploma or GED. You really can't get that far with it. I wonder what sweet nothings this man has told his Scarlet girl. Probably that he loves her and she's a go-getter, and her being a single mom of so many kids and doing it on her own. He's never, even women he's dated without kids, haven't had to drive as she has. Oh girl, the pillow talk has been outrageous. You already know. Listen, this guy strikes me as slow, but we gonna get there, Scarlett. I promise. I'm gonna get to what I think attracts him to her and why I think he sees her the way he sees her. Chrissy is definitely the Lulu. But listen, truth girl, we go get into it. Oh goodness. Okay. Long story. The long and short of it, Scarlett. Those other baby daddies didn't have employment history, and if them niggas did work, they probably worked some dusty ass bum ass janitorial job or some easy to get construction job that all the bums work that you see standing out in the corner that pays $13 an hour at most. But honestly, I doubt that. Most of them dudes were probably unemployed. Okay. The truth says, I don't remember her ever saying that. Girl, there were no professions to talk about. That's why. These niggas didn't, they were bums. Okay, let's be clear. Chrissy, when you've only ever dated bottom of the barrel bums, a guy like the one she's dating now, of course he looks like a gold mine to her. Now, again, to me, a woman with a doctorate degree, he still looks like a bum to me, because in my head, I'm like, okay, you're in your late 20s and you're just now getting your bachelor's degree. And let me just say this, that's no shade to anyone who is still in school getting their bachelor's after age 25, right? I understand that life is hard, times can get hard, and everybody cannot go to college straight out of high school. I understand that 100%. It's not lost on me. But when we're talking about men who put themselves in the position to be with a woman the likes of Chrissy, I'm sorry, they got to get dragged just a little bit. So don't take this personal if you're a late bloomer with college and you're just in school and you're a little older. That's cool. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But just for the sake of the argument that we're having this evening, a woman like me who has a doctorate degree by age 32 would look at a man like the one that Chrissy's with and think that something's wrong with him, because you are over 25 years old and you're just in school for your bachelor's. I'm gonna look at you like, what's the hope? Like, what's the failure to launch? What's the problem? Right? Even a woman who doesn't have her doctorate, right? Any woman that has something going for herself is gonna be like, well, what took you so long? Right? Why are you just now doing this thing? But a woman like Chrissy, who has only ever had bums, men who have never left the corner of the liquor store, right? To her, somebody like the guy she's dating now, of course he looks like a gold mine. Of course, because he has so much potential, right? Here's this guy who doesn't have any children that we know of, right? Has never been married, and he's in college working on his engineering degree, which is a pretty good degree to have, right? I guess, right? It sounds good. And he's looking at me. I have 9 kids, right? I am divorced or whatever the hell. Chrissy ass ain't divorced. I've been married. I have 9 children. I have this dysfunctional ass life. And please make no mistake, Chrissy knows that her damn life is dysfunctional. Okay? This guy with no kids with this potential engineering career is looking at me. I've hit the jackpot. That's her mindset. The twin stats owns a book business on you. So, Scarlett, to be clear, when Chrissy first met the twins' father, he did not have those things, right? Um, he didn't own a book business. He does now, and even then, honestly, sweetheart, I doubt if that's lucrative at all. To be really honest with you. So when she met him, he ain't have shit, right? So this guy, she's looking at him now, probably with rose-colored glasses on, right? She's probably looking at him as her come up. She's looking at him as, oh my God, this is the first guy that has anything, right? Or has a semblance of something. Because let's be clear, I want to make this abundantly clear. This guy is still a college student, period. He's still a college student, right? Uh, he doesn't have anything, but those of us that know better, we know a college student doesn't have shit. Now, he may get financial aid awards every now and again throughout the semester, right? Throughout the school year. But other than that, you are still a college student until your degree is conferred, until you have gotten approved to get your degree and walked across that stage, and you get that email a couple of weeks later that your degree is now awarded and conferred to you. You are a student. And even then, right? After all of that happens, you still have to find an internship, right? You still have to find a job in your field, right? So you still have at least another roughly 2 or 3 years to really get yourself in your field to the point where you're actually making money. So, Chrissy, my dear, you ain't had no come up. And the gag is you sat up here and you trapped this man. And I say trapped because you knew what you were doing with them ovulation tests. And I'm not going to get too much into that because I went into that on my last live, right? And a couple other people have gone into it. My 2 cents made some really good points about it. Um, all of us women who are not stupid, we know what you were doing with those ovulation tests. And I'm going to leave it right there, right? I'm going to leave that where it's at because it is what it is, right? But what I will say is to this guy, Jordan, or whatever his name is, sir, if you're listening, or if you're ever going to listen, you are a fool. And so I just want to credit LSA real quick. They might get mad at me for it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. More information has been coming out about this dude's background, right? And I think Chrissy mentioned some of it in her video that she made today, how he kind of comes from dysfunction himself. And it makes sense because no man that's really worth anything, especially a man that doesn't have kids, he's literally in the middle of building his career. No man is going to look at a woman with all those children in those kind of psychosocial circumstances and go, this is the love of my life. Absolutely not. They're going to run for the fucking hills, actually, right? Um, Outside of getting a quick fuck from a woman like that, they would never take a woman like that serious. But the more that comes out about his background, it makes sense why he would gravitate toward a woman like Chrissy. So, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, this guy went through some adversity, right, as a kid. Um, Charity work has always been his thing, is from what I've read and what I've seen. So, in my eyes, he probably feels obligated. Chrissy is a charity case in my head. So I'm assuming him seeing her, right? Him feeling like she's attractive for whatever reason he feels that way, probably swayed him a little bit. Like, oh, here's this girl. She's cute. I mean, she has all these kids, but I want to be a motivation for these kids because I never had that growing up. I can see that being the narrative for a person like him, right? I know a few guys like that. I know a few guys who have so much going for themselves and they get with these girls that have a litter of kids and nothing going for themselves. And you ask them, like, what do you see? Well, her kids need a strong male figure and I want to be that. Which in my head, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot, first of all, right? But sometimes when people go through adversity, it makes them soft. And it makes them soft when it comes to kids. And kids remind them of themselves, their younger selves. And so they jump right into the pot, right? They jump into the trap. And if everything that I'm seeing and reading is correct about this guy that Chrissy has gotten knocked up by, it makes sense now to me why he would gravitate toward her because of those reasons. Right. And we're not even going to get into the fact that, Chrissy somehow manages to dress herself up and make herself look however he was attracted to. Right. But I really think in my heart of hearts, this guy likes charity. Right. When we think about what he's doing in school with whatever engineering organization and wanting to be there for the youth, he probably sees Chrissy with all those kids and thinks that that's his job to be there for those kids like that. But, sir, let me tell you something. What you're doing is not noble. I know you feel noble, but you're going to feel like a fucking fool by the end of it. Y'all, y'all, if in the next 2 years, I'll be surprised if they're even still together. In the next year, that baby is going to be born, and I can completely see him once he really, really sees what he got himself into. He sees what type of person Chrissy is. He sees how unstable she is. If he doesn't first try to house her and take care of her and all her kids, which, mind you, that's 12 people. That's a family of 12. If he's stupid enough to try to get in the household with Chrissy and her kids, that is a family of 12. And I don't know about y'all, but I've been paying attention to the climate of this economy. And in Joe Biden's economy, the way one onion costs $2, I don't care what kind of engineer he is. A family of 12, you'd have to be making more than 7 figures to be able to support that full family comfortably. But 6 figures, right? Hey, let's say forget about 7 figures. Even that's not enough in today's economy, right? 8 figures, 9 figures. So people can miss me with all the talk of, well, engineers can make 6 figures. Sure, they can, right? But unfortunately, this isn't 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016 anymore, right? We are in the year 2023, going on the year 2024, and shit is only going up. Groceries are only going up. Housing is only going up. Clothing, everything. And you mean to tell me some of y'all are stupid enough to think that somebody on a menial 6 figure salary can support 12 mouths and 12 stomachs? Y'all are fucking delusional. All right, let's see. She's definitely a charity case. I think he doesn't